In the heart of Mecca, a shadow loomed over the first Muslims, the powerful tribes of Quraysh. Their hearts hardened against the message of truth, unleashed a wave of brutal persecution. Believers were tormented, their faith tested in the cruelest way. The air grew thick with tension, culminating in a secret, sinister plot hatched under the cover of darkness. The leaders of Mecca, their faces grim, decided on the unthinkable, to assassinate the Prophet Muhammad himself. But divine protection is a shield that cannot be broken. As assassins gathered outside his home, ready to strike, the Prophet, guided by a revelation from God, slipped away unnoticed. He was not alone. By his side was his most trusted companion, the loyal Abu. Together, they embarked on a journey that would forever change the course of history, the Hijra. Their first refuge was a small opening in a rugged mountain, the Cave of Thawr. For 3 days, they remained hidden as the Quraysh search parties scoured the land, hungry for their capture. At one point, the pursuers stood right at the mouth of the cave, so close that Abu Bakr whispered in fear, "Who, messenger of God? If they look down at their feet, they will see us." But the Prophet, with unwavering faith, calmly replied, "Do not grieve. Surely God is with us." And indeed, God was. A spider had miraculously woven a web across the entrance, and a dove had built a nest, signs that convinced the trackers the cave was undisturbed. They turned away, completely oblivious to the presence of the 2 most wanted men in Arabia. Once the immediate danger passed, the perilous journey truly began. They traveled not on the main roads, but through harsh, uncharted desert terrain. Under the scorching sun and the cold desert nights, they pushed forward, their camels' feet sinking into the endless sand. The journey was grueling, a true test of physical endurance and spiritual resolve. They faced exhaustion, thirst, and the constant threat of being discovered. Every shadow could be an enemy, every distant shape a potential threat. But their faith was their compass, and their trust in God's plan was their sustenance. Meanwhile, hundreds of miles away in the city of Yathrib, later to be known as Medina, an era of joyful anticipation was building. The people there, the Ansar, or the helpers, had heard the Prophet's message and embraced it with open hearts. They had pledged their loyalty and offered their city as a sanctuary. Day after day, they would climb to the highest points of the city, their eyes scanning the horizon, eagerly awaiting the arrival of their beloved Prophet. Children ran through the streets, their voices filled with excitement, while men and women prepared their homes to welcome the newcomers. And then, one momentous day, a figure was spotted in the distance. The cry went up, "He is here! The messenger of God has arrived!" A wave of pure, unadulterated joy swept through the city. People poured out of their homes, their faces beaming with happiness. As the Prophet Muhammad and Abu Bakr entered Medina, they were greeted not as fugitives, but as heroes. The streets erupted with a beautiful, heartfelt song that has echoed through the centuries. Tala al Badru Alayna, the full moon has risen upon us. It was a moment of profound emotion, a welcome so warm it could melt the desert sands. Tears of joy streamed down the faces of both the greeters and the greeted. The arrival in Medina marked the dawn of a new era. The Prophet immediately set about building a new society, one founded on principles of justice, compassion, and unity. One of the first and most beautiful acts was the establishment of a unique bond of brotherhood. He paired each of the immigrants from Mecca, the Muhajirin, with a resident of Medina, the Ansar. The Ansar opened their homes and their hearts, sharing everything they had, their food, their wealth, their businesses with their new brothers and sisters. This bond of brotherhood became the bedrock of the new community, a powerful symbol of selfless unity that transcended tribal and family ties. With a community united, the next step was to build a central hub for their spiritual and social life. The Prophet himself participated in the construction of the first mosque, Masjid an-Nabawi, the Prophet's mosque. Working side by side with his companions, carrying bricks and mixing mortar, he demonstrated that leadership is service. This mosque was not just a place of prayer. It was a community center, a school of learning, and the seat of governance. It was the heart from which the light of this new civilization would spread. The Hijra was not just a journey from one city to another. It was a transition from an era of persecution to an era of peace. from weakness to strength, from a scattered group of individuals to a thriving, unified community. It laid the foundation for a civilization that would champion knowledge, justice, and faith for generations to come. The seeds of brotherhood and unity planted in Medina blossomed into a new chapter for humanity, a testament to the power of faith, resilience, and hope in the face of adversity. This pivotal moment in history continues to inspire millions around the world, reminding us that even after the darkest night, a new dawn will always rise. Thanks for watching. If you found this story inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you in the next video.